Hey internet, so should you invest in the main character or the traveler, so your MC? Short answer is it depends. Well, that's the long answer actually. So if you're a free to play character and you don't have many characters and you're at the start of your journey, then of course invest in the main character until you can wish for some limited time 5-star characters. Now, if you're a role player and you just want to play the MC, then I guess you just want to watch this video because you enjoy the MC so much. Okay, so first of all, I've got a generic build, and then we can talk about more specifics. So, weapon, if you missed out on the Festering Desire, then your next weapon would probably be either the Sword of Naziskin Cruz. So you can get this from the Fontaine side quest. I say side quest, but it's actually a pretty big quest. It's like you gotta do like 12 different side quests to get it. So that's a good one. Having the Ferryman is actually pretty good too. It's got energy recharge and elemental skill crit by 16%. Also increases by elemental recharge by 32% for 5 seconds after using a skill, so that one's not bad as well. I would say Iron Sting is your go-to sword for your craftable. I don't recommend prototype Rancor just because you're going to be using reactions unless you are planning to be a physical MC or traveler. Probably don't use it. What about the other weapons? I think Favonia's sword is pretty good for energy recharge. So what if you don't have 4-star weapons? I would recommend Harbinger of the Dawn. So that's your 3-star option. Dark Iron Sword is also an option. Is Fillet Blade an option? It can be, but you know, that's more like a one-time thing. So yeah, your options aren't that much. I think for your craftables, the Ame Kageyuchi isn't bad, but you do need to reach Inazuma for it. The Sapwood Blade is good if you're planning to be a Dendro MC. Okay, so in terms of weapons, it depends on your element. So I'm choosing Festering Desire from the limited time event. I'm a little bit sad I didn't get to finish the event and get the final refinements due to like a side quest blocking my event at that time. I wish they would rerun this because the sword does look cool and it is quite helpful. So it's very similar to the Ferryman. Alright, so for generic artifacts, your 4-piece Noblage, so 4-piece Noblesse Oblige is pretty good. 2-piece set is your burst damage by 20%. 4-piece, your burst increases all parties' attack by 20% for 12 seconds. So it's both for support and it's good for your burst as well. In terms of stats, I pretty much just went with random. So all the substats are random. And I went with the main stat as attack percentage. So attack sands, attack goblet, and crit rate headpiece. So the stats overall for the MC is all over the place. It's pretty garbage, but really high attack, and crit rate, crit damage is kind of average. Got high energy recharge, which is good. So that's pretty much the generic version. In terms of constellations, they're all C6 because you get them through collecting and upgrading your Statue of the Seven, as well as completing the main story. So I will show you each element and what I would recommend for each element. So first up, we've got Anemo. So C6, talents 999. So we can check out what players level up, but I recommend just get both your skill and burst. So they went with skill, they went with normal attack, interesting choice, and then they went with burst last. A very interesting choice to have normal attack. Okay. Right, so you already know, Constellation 6. Artifacts, I would say the VV set, the Viridescent Verinier. If you're a beginner and you're unable to farm this domain, having the Gladiator's Finale is fine. Okay, in terms of weapons, anything with energy recharge would be fine, to be honest. Okay, next up, we've got Geo. So, for Geo, I would say it's the same in terms of weapons. Energy recharge is your go-to. Now, I would say at the moment, Geo element is good for exploration because you can summon a boulder to reach to those like hard to reach places. Also, you can use the boulder to be placed on the pressure plates. So an example of a pressure plate would be here. They're located all over the world, but this is probably the most closest one. So you put it there and it will activate the pressure plate. So that's why Geo is really helpful in terms of exploration. Next up, we have Inazuma. So before we switch over to Electro, the artifact set for Geo, I would recommend Archaic Petra. So this one, I recommend this set. Now, it's not so much for the 4-piece set, but it's for the 15% damage in Geo bonus. So that's why I would recommend it. Okay. So if we switch over to Electro now. It really depends on if you're going to main all 7 elements and become the avatar. So if you get that reference, then you'll know what show I'm talking about. Alright. So in terms of weapon, get a weapon that has energy recharge. I keep saying it. So it can be either Ferryman, whatever you like. Ferryman, Favonius Sword, either one. Those ones work. Okay. So I think energy recharge is more valuable because you want to use her burst a lot more in all situations. In terms of artifacts, probably just go with the Emblem of Severed Fate. Constellations, you already know, it's already C6. So 999 once again. So right now I'm still building Dendro and Hydro. So they're not really built yet in terms of the stats. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm just using 4-piece no bliss obliged. So I should be able to level up my Dendro character this week. I do need to farm up materials. So I still need my skill and normal attack. I don't know why we need to level up the normal attack 7 times. It's like it's the same attack, but we just use an infusion for each element. It feels sort of wasted resources, to be honest. Anyways, so they recommend leveling up your burst, then skill. Doesn't matter, as long as you balance them out, it's fine. So I'm 1 level away from skill and 2 levels away from normal attack. Okay, and last but not least, we have Hydro. So I haven't built her yet. Alright. But I can show you nevertheless. So before we switch, we can check out the artifact set. I would say probably Gilded Dreams. So Deepwood Memories work, Gilded Dreams. Yeah, I would go for Gilded Dreams. I'm probably the... Yeah, I'm not the most common set. I went with Gilded Dreams for the Elemental Mastery. Deepwood works as well. If you're gonna go for the support route, then yeah. Gilded Dreams for increased Elemental Mastery. Both works. They just do different things. So, yeah. Okay. So, Unbuilt Traveler for the Hydro. So in terms of skills, maybe balance them out. They're both helpful. I would say probably go for your skill then burst, and then level up your normal attack. They went for skill burst. Okay, same as me. And artifacts. I would say Golden Troop is probably more effective. So Golden Troop increases elemental skill damage. That's probably more helpful compared to the Mare Chaso. My bad. Chelsea. My pronunciation was terrible there. Anyways, I wouldn't pick this one because while you do lose HP, you're not gaining that damage increase. So Golden Troop is probably better in my opinion. Okay. So in terms of weapon, for Hydro, I would say Finale of the Deep is a good one. Ferryman is also a good one. If you got the Festering Desire, just keep it. Okay. So we can talk about the pros and cons of the Traveler or MC main character. So pro, she's 7 characters in 1. Cons, you need to upgrade the character 7 times. So technically you need to upgrade 21 times so each skill you need to upgrade. So that is a con. I wish they would just like make the normal attack universal, but they didn't, and yeah, that's a little bit annoying. Seems like a wasted resource to me. Like, I don't know why you need to relearn your normal attack. I mean, yeah, sure, they have the elemental infusion when you do your charge attack, but still, I don't think it's worth reinvesting. Okay, so that's both a pro and con, that you gotta upgrade your character 21 times, and that's like resources used up. I think as a free-to-play, and if you're a beginner and you're starting out, of course, level up your character means level up your MC, your traveler, because you got no one else to level up. Now, in terms of strength, it varies in the element. Some content creators call her the 4-star, well, she's a 4-star disguised as a 5-star. I think that's a little bit harsh. I think that depending on the element, she can be a true 5-star and shine, and sometimes the element makes her more of a dimmer star. So where she shines is probably Dendro. So Dendro's so strong. Highly recommend building. So 100% would recommend building Dendro MC. Next one. So Dendro MC is really strong just because of the bloom reactions. I would say Electro MC is good for energy recharge. So that's probably your next go-to. I mean, you can level up your MC however you want. You can level up in order, or you can choose which one's the most effective. So Dendro, Electro, they're probably the strongest ones. Now, you don't need to level up Geo. However, I would say it's probably nice to have. I would say Geo is more for exploration. Anemo is good for swirl reactions, but there's probably stronger elements. Now, at the time of recording, Natlan has not been released yet, so we will get our 6th element, the Pyro element, so sometime in the future when it is released. So somewhere in the void, I guess. And that may change everything, it may not. I think having a Pyro element does make the MC stronger because, as you know, the Pyro element is definitely one of the stronger reactions that you can do because it's got melt and vaporize. Also burning, but no one uses burning. Now, in terms of specialization, there's like a lot of ways that you can play your main character / traveler. So because there are 7 elements, which will be at the present you can play 5 of them, and the 6th one will be released later on this year, somewhere between June, July, I believe. So if we go by the pattern, so 4.8, 4.9 is when they release Natlan and becomes 5.0. So somewhere between June, July. Just a prediction. Now, as a saying, the main character or traveler is a jack of all trades, master of none, but still better than a master of one. So she does a lot of things, but because she does a lot of things, she doesn't really specialize. So in terms of variety, she's great, but her strength may be lacking because she does so much. I think one little nitpick is that you actually need to go to the Statue of Seven and change the elements. I wish like they could just have a change element screen on your character, but that's more of a quality of life issue, to be honest. Now, because there are so many different ways you can play your MC, there is so many ways that you gotta level up your artifacts and weapons. So I'm not sure if that is a pro or con, but just keep that in mind. If you're not going for the universal weapon and universal artifacts, then basically you gotta build your character MC 7 times. So you gotta have 7 different artifact sets and 7 different weapons. However, some people like playing it, like having the MC specialize and have different artifacts, and some of us just feel like maybe that's a little bit too much over specialization, and that's understandable. I feel like I just want to build my character once and then just play. Now, I think in terms of character playstyle, she doesn't get bored too easily because there is such a variance. There is, I'm going to say, 14 different skills to use, both skills and bursts. Technically 21 if you count the normal attacks. So you can never really get bored with the main character because you can switch up the elements. Now, in terms of power, like I mentioned, truthfully only Dendro and Electro are like the stronger elements right now as of recording. I'm sure Pyro and Cryo will be stronger, we hope. So in terms of power, it varies depending on the element. In terms of exploration, Geo is the only one so far that has any use for exploration. I think Cryo may be helpful for exploration, but by the time Cryo happens in, what is it, next year? Yeah, so we'll get Cryo next year, but by the time that happens, pretty much the main story's done anyways. But Cryo will probably help you with like ice bridging. So if you don't want to use Kaya, you can ice bridge with the Cryo MC next year when it releases. I wish they did something with Anemo and it allows you to like, I don't know, like float or something, you know? Like, sure, we've got the Wanderer, but that's a limited time 5-star character. I wish they had like a mini version of that for the Anemo that allows you to like just hover or like just have a mini, like, I don't know, super jump or something, like a Mario super jump. But it doesn't really have that, which I'm a little bit sad about. So I would like them to have more exploration functions for each element. But so far they have only made Geo the element for exploration. Maybe we'll see something in the Pyro one, but I'm thinking the Pyro element is more for combat than for exploration. But who knows? The kit is not even released yet. I mean, they haven't really built the MC, not yet. Anyways. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I mean, is she worth investing, or is the main character slash MC slash the Traveler worth investing? I think if you're free to play and you're a beginner, yes. If you're aiming for a specific team and you lack the characters, then the MC is good for that, to fill in that role. If you are a spender, a whale, and you can get characters easily, limited time or otherwise, then no, don't invest in the MC. Save your resources for your 5-star characters or your 4-star limited characters. Now, I think for closing thoughts, the MC is, like I said before, a jack of all trades, master of none, but still better than a master of one. Her uniqueness to have control of all the elements, all 7 elements, is what makes her fresh and refreshing. In terms of power level, it's pretty much 0 to 100. She has everything in between, and she can be either one of the best characters in the game, or she's absolutely garbage. So it depends on the element, and it depends on your team composition. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you had a great day. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, ring the bell, turn on all notifications. Become a member if you want to, drop a super thanks if you want to. Leave a comment below. Do you level up your MC, your Traveler, your main character? Or do you think she's not worth investing in? Until next time, see ya.